Hey guys, so this is part 2 of what if Goku was like Dr. Gero. So let's hop right back into it. So we start back in seeing Goku learning from Kami a whole lot of new techniques and things about science that Goku might have not known before. Since Kami has access to almost all the information in the world, Goku is able to learn things he never would have been able to learn on his own, making him far more equipped and able to add more things to his technology. On top of that, Kami teaches him some more martial arts, so Goku becomes more skilled. And partway through this training, a ship lands on Kami's lookout, and out comes Bulma. So Kami and Goku are really confused on who in the world this is, as they both had never really seen her before. So she introduces herself as Bulma, the next basically part of the brief dynasty who run Capsule Corp. And Goku actually knows what Capsule Corp is because he's very enthusiastic about science. And he's interested and asks what she's doing here. And Bulma just says, I heard that there's a strong warrior who also is really good with science, and I was hoping to learn from him. And so Goku is also intrigued on what Bulma might know and the interesting science they have, such as capsules and other things that they develop. So Goku decides to work with her and exchange knowledge to see what she knows. And they start learning from each other basically, and the Bulma somehow befriends Goku. Time passes and Goku and Bulma start spending more time together, and eventually that leads to them liking each other and stuff. So eventually they start staying together, and they're chilling. This means that Goku now has access to the whole Capsule Corp financial structure to help him with his research. So he now has access to a big amount of money, basically, which is very helpful for him. So on another side of the planet, we see the Pilaf gang, completely unrelated, but they find a rice cooker and they open it, and out comes Demon King Piccolo. So he's happy to be resurrected and decides to make the Pilaf gang his servants, as he then decides to go on with his plan to take over the world. First, he finds the Dragon Balls and he wishes for his youth back. Similar to the original series, he has his demon children, I guess, and they then go on with their plan to take over the planet. Kami then contacts Goku and tells him what's going on and how he needs to defeat this Demon King Piccolo, or else the world is done for. And Goku agrees because him and Kami have a decent relationship. So Goku goes and finds this Demon King Piccolo, as Piccolo laughs at Goku, saying, "You came here by yourself and thought you could defeat me? I have stood toe-to-toe with being ganged up by the strongest martial artists in this planet, and you think you on your own are capable of defeating me?" As Piccolo then sends all his spawn, all his children, the 4 children he made, towards Goku. As Piccolo says, "This will be enough for you. Gang up on him, boys." As they all go to attack. So now what happens is Goku easily solos all of them. In the span of 15 seconds, all of his demons are dead, lying on Goku's feet. As Goku smirks and says, "Is this all you have, old man?" Piccolo is shocked, as he then launches a few attacks on Goku. Goku fields these attacks, as Piccolo is no pushover, especially since he has his youth. But the fight quickly changes as Goku quickly adapts to Piccolo's fighting style, as his Goku then uses a lot of his techniques, such as the solar flare and the multi-form techniques that he's been learning to get a leg up on Piccolo. And eventually, Goku beats Piccolo to a pulp, as Kami explains that Goku should not kill Piccolo, as that would kill Kami too, as Goku doesn't kill Piccolo, but he decides, just because I'm not gonna kill you doesn't mean I can't find out how you work, as he then lifts Piccolo up, as Piccolo realizes that this human is gonna torture him or something, as he then spits out an egg and says, well, I'd rather die than be a pet of yours. So instead, just wait for my egg to hatch, and you'll see someone who will destroy you. As Goku then laughs at Piccolo and says, sure, whatever floats your boat. As Piccolo then dies. So Goku finds out that Kami is still alive because basically all of Piccolo's abilities got transferred towards the egg. So Goku then decides to find this egg, and once he finds it, he decides to tinker and experiment with it to see what he could create. So first of all, he makes sure to put a mind control device into the egg so that it would only listen to Goku, as he didn't want it going berserk. The next thing he did is he realized that this egg also seems to be of a species not from this planet, as of course it's a Namekian egg, as he then sees the unique DNA and properties, as Goku then decides to increase the baby's stamina and to increase the potential of this egg, and basically make the base stats much higher, so that Piccolo would be born with much more power than before and have a much higher stamina level. He then also gives this egg the ability to copy other techniques that he also has in his eyes, as now Piccolo hatches and basically becomes a servant of Goku and listens to Goku's every demand, as Goku now starts training with this Piccolo and becoming much, much stronger. Due to Goku's power, there were really no major threats from the original Dragon Ball series. And considering that Goku killed his enemies, there were really no other, all of his past enemies never really came to attack him again. So he had quite a while of peace, just exploring his science and basically spending time with Bulma. So eventually, time passes, and Kami, without telling Goku, decides to revive both Krillin and Roshi, as they had now spent time training with King Kai. Kami then says how he has hope for Goku becoming a better person, and so they shouldn't let Goku know that they've been brought back to life, as they decide to keep their distance from Goku and see how Goku develops. And they keep training just in case something like Goku becomes evil and they need to defeat him. So eventually we have a few years of a time skip. We now come back to see in Goku's household basically a baby boy around 3 years of age, as basically for the story to be easy to understand, we'll just continue calling the kid Gohan, even though that's probably not what Goku would have named his kid in this scenario. So Goku, Bulma and Gohan are now just living their lives, spending most of their time doing science, I guess. And Goku in this time had developed some very good, very useful technologies for his fighting. For example, he found a way to absorb the energy of your opponent and use it to increase your own energy. And on top of that, he now basically developed the technology at this point to actually fly, because he didn't know how to do that yet. So all of a sudden, it's a regular day for everyone, as a space pod lands somewhere near Goku's house. As out of it comes a tall hairy man, also with a tail. As basically the first person to notice this is Piccolo. As Piccolo then zooms out to go face to face with this man. The man then asks Piccolo, "Where is Kakarot?" As Piccolo looks at him confused and says, Who are you talking about? And where are you from? Identify yourself." As Raditz then says, "I am Raditz. You Namekian, what are you even doing here?" As Piccolo then says, "Namekian, I've never heard of that before. But what are your intentions here? If they are bad, I will have to deal with you." As Raditz then says, "Kakarot was supposed to finish off this planet and take it over, but it seems like he was too weak to even do that. So I'll do it in his place, and that will get me some points in the Freezer Force." As Piccolo then says, "Well, if you want to take over this planet, then it seems we're going to have to fight, as it's not yours to have." As Raditz and Piccolo then launch into battle. So now, after this, we see that the fight is actually even, like it's much more even compared to the original story. In fact, Piccolo is slightly stronger, as Raditz is surprised to see that they have such strong life forms on this planet that's supposed to be considered weak. As Vegeta and Nappa listening to Raditz struggling in this fight, as they make fun of him, saying, "So you're gonna literally lose to someone who isn't even Kakarot. If this is what a non-Saiyan is doing, I'm sure your brother has become stronger than you, and he's supposed to be a low class." As Raditz gets annoyed about this, thinking that his brother had surpassed him, as he then decides to test out a move, as he then throws a power ball into the air and becomes a great ape just to destroy Piccolo. As he then manages to defeat Piccolo with one attack, as Piccolo is now knocked out on the ground. As now Goku gets notified to where Raditz is, as he goes up to Raditz and sees that Raditz decided now to de-transform from his Ozaru state, because he can't really control it. As he now talks to Goku, he says, "Kakarot, it's been a while." As Goku says, "Who the hell are you?" As Raditz replies to him, "So you've even forgotten your own brother. What have they done to you on this planet?" As Goku then says, You're supposed to be my brother. Well, you seem a little on the weak side, I'd say." As this pisses Raditz off and then says, "I think you're confused as a low class without even a scouter on how strong I actually am. If you knew about power levels, you'd see how much I probably outclass you." As Raditz then turns on his scouter to look at Goku, as the power level reads 2, as Raditz is laughing, like, "You only have a power level of 2? That's embarrassing, much more for a Saiyan, much less any other species. Well, that's not my problem anymore, Kakarot. I'm going to capture you and capture your planet and show you how much of a weakling you actually are." As Goku then gets into a smirk and then says, "Oh, I think your scout is broken. Let's see what reality says." As they then launch into battle, Raditz cannot even land a hit on Goku, as he uses his double Sunday, and to his surprise, Goku simply copies it. He launches a flurry of attacks at Raditz, and Raditz can't keep up. He's getting knocked out and battered, as Raditz is at his wit's end. As he's about to lose, he's laying there on the ground. As Goku then says, "Well, I'm not gonna kill you. I feel like that would be a waste. It's time to learn a bit more about my origins. Maybe you'll teach me something new." As Goku then captures Raditz, his own brother, for experimental purposes. As Raditz then says, Well, it doesn't matter. I have my 2 associates coming here in the next 1 year, and when they arrive, they will destroy you, as they're 10 times stronger than I am. And Goku says, well, let's wait and see, why don't we? And that's where we'll leave this part for now. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you want a part 3 and any other suggestions you have. I'll do a poll for the new series, any new series we're gonna do. And yeah,